A very good morning to all my dear students. Today we are just going to start our new lesson, that is No Men Are Born. So this has been written by that is James Kirkup. So James Kirkup is a kind of a peace poet who has written this very peace poem for us. That means that no men are foreign. That means no men are just different from us. We are all same, and we are all the child of our God. So we never involve in the fight with each other. We have to remind us that all the way we are all same, and we are all the human beings. It may be that we are belong to the another countries, another group, caste, but above all these things we are all human beings. So here, first of all, talk about the title. So the title no men are foreign. Here, men doesn't refers to the gents. Here refers to the human beings. No human being are foreign. So here foreign refers to the strange. No human being are strange. So here no men foreign are means that no men belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all the men are same. All men are equal. All human beings are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood in this poem. The poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men are the same. They eat, they live, they die with the same way. So everyone gets the same bounties and the natural resources of the nature, like sunshine, land, water, heat, whatever be the natural resources are there, in equal measure. So we can also say that it is a peace poem. So in short, if I'll say that James Kirkup is just all a peace poet, is all about a peace poet, and he has just written down a peace poem for us, so that we will not conclude other foreign countries people as a foreign, because they are all human beings. And the main agenda and main theme of this very poem is that we should not indulge in the kind of war. So if we are not feel ourselves different from other countries people, then we will not indulge in war. Here now let's get started with the blue box. Here says point that have you ever thought of some people as strange or other countries are foreign? So we have many ways to think of other people as different from us as them. They may belong to a different countries or speak a different language in this poem. However, the poet reminds us of many ways in which we are all the same, for we all are the humans, right? So here he in the short way he wants to remind us that all in the way we are all the same, and we are all the human beings. We are the son of God. Now here is the first stanza says. Explanation is now going here. Remember, no men are foreign, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Being all the uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brother walks upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. Here, beneath means under or inside, you can say. Strange means unknown, which is not familiar with you. Remember, in the first line, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth, which has been erected to separate different countries. Then only no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The people, the poet here, just sharing the entire earth. So the poet wants to say that entire earth is one, and all the people who live on it belong to one human race. Then he says that inside the uniform worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. God has made us all of us in a similar way. So breathe same way, we eat in the same way, we sleep in the same way, we do all along things in the same way. Then he says that all the soldiers are our brothers. We all walk upon the earth on our motherland on the same way, and upon our death shall lie in the grave in the same earth. So In the first stanza, we have just come across the main point is that no one is foreign, no one is strange, and other all the uniforms here uniforms refers to the soldiers uniform of the different countries, and because under all the uniforms, people are same, which have a single body, and they're just all breathing out with the same process, and we are all the brothers, we are just walking and sharing the earth on the same way, and when we will die then we will you can say grave down into our earth on the way on the same pattern the other will do. So in the second stanza they said, they too aware of the sun and air and water are fed by a peaceful harvest, by war's long winter start. Their hand our ours are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. So here he wants to say that they refers to those people who belong to other countries here. So we call them foreigners and discriminate them and fight with them also. The poet says that nature has given all the bounties to all the people, just like he has given to us. So everyone gets sunlight, air, water, heat, and all the fresh things from our nature in equal measure, which means that God doesn't differentiate between people from different countries. Will we all do farming during the time of peace and when there is no war? Yes, we live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Further, he adds that the way we starving during the wars and winter time is the same for those belonging to other countries. Even they do not get food at that time. So he wants to say that foreigners who belong to another country and we are both the same. And then the poet says that even their hands are same as ours. They work very hard just like we do. He is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another countries. So we come to know that every hungry stomach we needs the harvesting area of the you can say wheat, and it will not also discriminate in anything if you are hungry. So you are no even. Now let's move towards the third stanza and come to know that. Remember, they have eyes like ours and wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love in every land is common life, that all can be recognized and understood. Right? So here, the poet asks the reader to remember something. He says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country whom we think to be our enemies have been bestowed by God with similar appearance like us. God has given them eyes like ours which open when awake and close when we are asleep. Similarly, He has given them strength which can be won through the love. After this, he says that in every country, in every land, there is one common thing, that is life. Life means all the thing that is life. So here the life means that all the things that belongs to life and that are living, and if we can recognize them and if we can understand that their feeling and realize that they are just like us, then there will be no fights or war between us. So next in the stanza he says, let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, contemn. Remember we who take arms against each other. He dispossesses means to deprive someone. Right? So the poet says here that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, to think him as our enemy, and whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we deprive ourselves. It means we are cheating ourselves and we condemn ourselves. He says that we should stay away from such negativity. We should not consider anyone to be our enemy, because during the war both the parties must be at the loss, and there is why poet says that war is not in favor of us. So he says that whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing, that we are all son from a single God and we are all the human beings. So after that, in the last stanza he says, it is the human heart that we defile. He defile means to make it pollute. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. So this is all about the poem. Now we are going to do the explanation of the last stanza here. We should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapon against any person, we make dirty our earth. Because weapon kill people and their bodies will fall on earth and it will make it dirty. Whenever war happen, it leads to lots of bloodshed, fire and death. These dead bodies accumulate on the earth and it make it impure. The fire of war which erupt, the smoke which comes out, the dust which fills the air, it is also so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of air. With all these things, poets wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. Finally, he ends up the poem by writing the first line in the reverse and saying that remember, no men are foreign and no countries are foreign. So here we come to know the main ideas that we should not indulge in war and we should follow the equality, fraternity and liberty. So we all have the same chances to live on the earth. So we will not lose this kind of life in such trivial activities, that to kill, that to indulge in war and etc. So let us talk about the rhyme scheme first. So the entire poem is written in the free verse because there is no rhyme scheme in the poem, right? Because you will find out in the end there is no rhyme scheme. So let us talk about the literary devices. Here in the stanza 1, when the body breathes, it means B and B sound has been repeated, and in stanza 2, words being 2 has been repeated, right? So here the sound of consonant word letter has been repetition in 2 or more consecutively lines and place words is called alliteration. So this is the example of alliteration. Now here is a metaphor. When you are using uniform for all the soldiers of the country, then it will be a metaphor. And in the second stanza, when the war times are compared to the winter season, right? So war times are the compared to the winter season. These are the example of metaphor. Here we have the sum of the another literary device, that is repetition. It is used in the entire poem. Remember word is repeated 5 times in the poem. For example, in the first line, the first word, third stanza, first line, first word, then third you can say fourth stanza, third word. So we have just used this very word in the you can say in a deep manner with the repetition and with the 5 times. So now we have enjambments. Enjambments means the running lines of the poetry from one line to the next without using any kind of punctuation mark to indicate a stop. For example, stanza 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. In stanza line 2, 3 and 4, these are the example of enjambment. Stanza 2, line 3 and 3 are the you can say example of enjambment. Stanza 3, 1, 2, 3 is also an example, and stanza 4, line 1 and 2, stanza 5, 2 and 3. This is all about our poem, which are just emphasizing on the fact that the people living on this earth are the same, and that we have created distinction by erecting borders and fences with the different language. While we are alive, we can walk on the same earth upon the and we will, when we will in the grave, we will be graved in the same earth. So we will not indulge, we should not indulge in any kind of war. This is all about the poem and its deep meaning. I hope this has been clear to you. We'll meet in the next video with the next topic. Thank you. You have to do all these question and answers in your fair notebook. Remember this.